Today I am going to react to your favourite rides at Adventure World. So starting off our video with a roller coaster, it seems like you guys have picked the Dragon Express. And before you all start saying, Tom, we are coming here for the slides and don't want to pay for the rides, well just hear me out. As whilst I could drag on and on and on about how amazing these all are. Did you see what I did there? Drag on. If you are coming to Splish and Splash around all of those amazing slides, of course there is no need to pay for the rides. But with this park including both of these within the admission to get in, you could be doing the slides and the rides as much as you want. And if you want to build up for those bigger attractions, then the Dragon Express is a must do, with you experiencing a fun of a coaster, twisting, turning and dropping without the thrills that come alongside it. Even so, if the Dragon was too coaster for you and you still want to go on the slides, well then switch to Dragon for the Water Dragon, the Sea Serpent, which will give you all of that fun just on a slide form. Plus, funny enough, you could say the exact same thing, because on this side you will not be experiencing those thrills that the other ones will, rather being able to board a two-person raft that will twist and turn through some dark tubes, open air sections and a few drops too, before you come out the end and go, I love slides. Oh yeah, and if you want to, with them being the Sea Serpents, you can race each other, but no race will beat the Tidal Wave. This one right here is the park's racer side, and if you think you have what it takes to beat 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Is it 5 people? Yeah, 5 other people, you'll be able to board a mat, not on your bum though, not even standing up, but on your front. Yes, you'll be racing down this entire thing forwards, so there'll be a lot of water in your face, but the layout is awesome too, with once again you racing those other people down many drops and bounces, drops and bounces, drops and bounces, before you then come out of the end and find out who is the Tidal Wave champion. But there's no cheating guys, because also at the end there is a scoreboard at the top and it will tell you your time and your position, so even if you're not racing anyone, you could always try beating yourself. Moving on though to its partner, we have now got the Wahoo Speed Size, and if you didn't guess by the amazing Wahoo, it is really good fun and very fast. Now similar to the last attraction, this one right here consists of you bouncing down drops all before a final splashdown. The difference is though, for starters, you'll be on your back this time, so I think it's up to choice, but I prefer my back. You will not be racing 5 people, but in fact turning one of those friends into enemies. Frenemy! For this awesome adventure. And finally, as I said earlier, you will be going down here very fast, so you will not even know who's winning before you come out of the end. I guess turning your friends into frenemies is not always the funnest thing to do at theme parks, so how about you take on our next adventure, which is Kraken, the world's longest pro-side tornado. The question is though, what is the world's longest pro-side tornado? Well, there's only one way to find out, which consists of you making your way through the queue, the very highly themed queue, boarding that 6-person raft, and we'll get onto that later on, then twisting and turning through the Kraken's body before you find out what it is. Yeah, of course it's that. It is the giant funnel section, or tornado section, which once dropping through, and remember some will go down backwards into the giant funnel, you will then rock back and forth lower and lower before finishing off the side. No screaming though, as with you being in a 6-person raft, everyone can watch your reactions, good, bad and totally screaming, and trust me from experience, it is never ever forgotten. Okay, we've had the classic, we've had the competitive, we've had the family fun. What are we missing? Oh yes, the total thrills. And I'm pretty sure our next attraction, Rampage, can make up for that. Now from first sight, this ride may look like your normal Huss top spin, which, do not get me wrong, is totally crazy, with it being attached to 2 arms that will spin around, whilst that pod that you and so many other thrill seekers are sitting on will spin around freely, then lock, leaving you spinning, flipping and all that stuff over and over again. No matter how awesome that meteor is in the front, those rides are very common to find, and as I always say, if you are visiting on a busy day, miss out those attractions first and then come back to them after you've done the uniquer ones. As you can see right now though, this may be one of the uniquer ones, because once you've done all of that flipping, those two arms we mentioned earlier will go in opposite directions, so it looks like this ride's braking. It's not, don't worry, but what you will be doing is tilting to the side, which is just crazy. A bonus tip for you guys, I know, 2 tips in 2 rides, that must be a record. It would be that any ride, especially in Australia, that is named after a snake or a spider will be intense. And that tip most definitely applies for Black Widow, because if you dare to take on a spider in a spider web, you will basically be boarding one of the pods. Now these pods can spin around freely once again. It will not lock this time, but just spin around. The thing is though, is that those 2-person pods are then attached to an arm, which is then attached to a central hub, which will then spin around non-stop on another arm that will then spin around and tilt. So yeah, it probably doesn't make much sense, but to be honest, when you're on this ride, it does not make much sense either. Just be warned though, that this one also faces inwards, but with you flipping around so much, no one will see your faces anyway. If you are scared of heights, then it's probably best to look away now, as we have now got the Inferno. And if you couldn't have already guessed by the name, this drop tower right here is not for the faint of heart, but nor is it your normal drop tower, because simply the beginning of this ride, you will start by shooting to the top, providing some crazy thrills and some amazing views, before you then drop, bounce, pause for a bit here and there, providing again even more views, but definitely even more thrills. Leaving only one question remaining: are those views across the park and the surrounding area worth the thrills, or would you rather watch the Inferno from the ground level? Who here loved their Charter Swing set? Well, of course you did. So what have I told you now? That our next attraction, Goliath, has taken that experience and all the fun alongside it to a Goliath level. Quite literally, as just like a swing set, you will be basically swinging back and forth higher and higher. The difference is, however, for starters, you will spin around, just adding a bit more fun to it. But the biggest difference is that no matter how high you thought you were going when you were a kid on a swing, this one will send you very, very high. And trust me when I say, if the height is not scary enough, the experience of rushing back, forth and back is just so awesome that for that alone, it is worth a ride. As much as you cannot have a water park without a slide, you cannot have a theme park without a roller coaster. And Adventure World, of course, you've got the slides and the coasters, but they are both amazing. This is Abyss, and if you choose to take this on, then you are most definitely in for a treat. As from the moment you make your way through that area land, going ooh, at all of the different theming pieces, to then boarding the car, to then going up a lift hill, vertically, to then dropping, twisting, inverting, all that sort of stuff, to then finally making your way down to the brake runs, you will have an experience that is not just worth riding if you're visiting this park, but the whole of Australia. Thank you all for watching, bye bye.